Igor Kalabukov, the Russian ambassador to Bosnia and Herzegovina, said that if Bosnia wants to join NATO, it'll end up like Ukraine. Russia probably doesn't like countries with yellow and blue flags. Otherwise, why would they bother with Bosnia? They share no border or anything like that. However, when we take into account the increasing ethnic tension in Bosnia, the issue becomes clear. It's a very complex geography with a bloody recent history. The Dayton Agreement, which was signed in 1995, ended the war, but it was a temporary fix. And 27 years later, the region is demanding a more permanent one. The Serbian minority, supported by Russia, is pursuing a separatist policy, while the majority of Muslims wish to join NATO. And Russia is trying to open up a new front in Europe. As you know, most of the Balkans used to be under the roof of a big state called Yugoslavia. Different ethnicities were unable to live peacefully in the same region, and the disintegration of the state began in 1991. The departure of the Slovenes were followed by the Croats. And in 1992, United Nations recognized the independent state of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Serbs were upset, and they declared their own republic inside Bosnia, which is called Republika Srpska. The war between Bosnians, Croats, and Serbs lasted for 3.5 years. The main victims were undoubtedly Bosniaks. 2 out of 3.5 million of them became refugees. In July 1995, in a town called Srebrenica, the Serbs massacred 8,000 people. That incident is recognized as genocide in most of the countries, but United Nations couldn't declare it as one, because Russia vetoed it. With the Dayton Agreement, the war was over. But now they had a very different problem, a super complicated government system. Bosnia has 2 autonomous regions, Bosnian Federation and the Republika Srpska. There are 3 presidential positions, 1 Bosnian, 1 Croat and 1 Serb. At the top of this hierarchy, there is a strange management position that's called the High Representative, a position that is appointed by European diplomats. These representatives can approve or veto laws and are vested with very high powers. After the Dayton Agreement signed, the ethnic groups migrated into their majority regions, which created an even deeper divide within the country. Let's talk about a guy called Milorad Dodik. He's a politician, and he's currently one of the 3 presidents. He's of Serbian descent, and he doesn't like Bosnia very much, even though he currently rules Bosnia. He says, I'm not Bosnian, and we should break up the country. And he's taking actions toward that goal, like having a military parade and celebrating Serbian National Day, even though it's illegal in Bosnia. He's proposing to set up his own army and separate it from the Bosnian Federation, which would be a serious threat to the stabilization of the region. Bosnians, on the other hand, see NATO as a logical choice in the face of this danger, and that's where Russia gets involved. Russia and Serbia are 2 close allies. They share the same religion, and Serbia buys its military equipment from Russia. So a conflict in the region could be very profitable for Russia. And if there's a new front opening in the south of Europe, the world's eyes would turn from Ukraine to Bosnia, which would again profit Russia. The biggest hope against this conflict is that the horrors of the war are still very vivid in the memory of the people in the region. Most of them witnessed the war at first hand. A lot of them became refugees, lost their family and friends, and they don't want a new war. What do you think about Bosnia? You can let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please consider liking, commenting and subscribing. See you on the next one.